Well, hello there, folks. So I've been playing this game since release, and quite a bit actually, because I took a few days off right after release. So I played for like 10 hours every day, and it being Sunday, that means I've got roughly, let's say, 40 hours in the game. Yeah, a little bit more than that, but who cares? So got quite a bit of an experience with it, and I've played through almost the entire story. I've got two more main missions left, and then the conclusion. And so I decided I'm gonna do a little bit of a review. Now, since my reviews have been quite shite lately, I tried to review Steep and couldn't get through my thoughts, so I decided I'd make a little list. And I'm just gonna drive around and do some weird shit, and we'll talk about some random stuff. So let's talk about the graphics first. Now, as you can see, the game looks really good. It's pretty, it's colorful, it's detailed, and there are actually quite a few settings to tweak it so that it runs well in your specific system. There are a few occasional glitches, like I saw this bird flying into a mountain and I couldn't shoot the bird. Now I heard someone else say you could shoot birds, but I couldn't shoot that bird. So that bird specifically was glitched. There are occasional benches floating and people doing weird shit, but that's very occasionally, and you don't really experience it while playing. You have to kind of take your moment out of the game and just walk around and really look at all the details to notice those tiny few glitches. Um, but there are also animations that sometimes don't really flow into each other well. And that's mostly the parkour stuff that Marcus can do. You can do certain moves and they don't really work well with other moves. Go. So, um, going from the one move to the other move to the other move and traversing the terrain that way sometimes doesn't look very well. It looks a bit jumpy. But that's pretty much it about the graphics. Most of it is really good and I really like it. So we get to the next point, and that's audio. Now, as you might have heard, the sound this car makes, I'm holding control right now to make it go as fast as the other ones or match the speed limit. So that's a good addition as well, but we'll talk about more of those random things later. It does mean the revving of the motor is really annoying. And you can't turn down certain features of the audio specifically. So I can't turn down the car sounds and the music up. I can only adjust the master volume. And that's a big oversight because that's annoying. There's a good amount of music and you can set your own playlist, but I can't hear it over half of the cars that are in this game. So that's annoying. There are a few other sound effects that aren't great, and you can't import your own music. I just included it because I know some people really like listening to their own music. There's a great selection here with a ton of different um, genres, but it's I'm pretty sure some people would have loved listening to their own music. Excuse me. Now, that's the audio mostly is pretty good. The voice acting is good, and yeah, I have little to complain except for being able to tweak the individual sound effects, sounds, audio settings. Just giving a master a volume slider isn't enough. So, then we get to the story, and the story, well, I'm really liking it. Except that the complete story, like if you try and make sense of the actual story, then you're gonna have a bit of a hard time because the excuse me, because the single missions are, well, they don't seem to really flow into each other, so it's more like you do all these separate missions and they're fun and they're well delivered, but the overarching story is just the connection between some main missions and the side missions and the actual overarching story are distant. Like in some occasions, you don't really understand why this would connect to that. And for people who like story-driven games, that's not very nice. You really want to have the connection between all the missions, to have the ever expanding story arc. So with that out of the way, I really enjoy the story for each separate main mission. And if I recall correctly, you can even replay missions that you've already done. No, that's just activities, so that's a shame. So okay. Now, apart from being funny, there are also a few rather serious occasions, and they're delivered very well. So they actually have quite a bit of an impact, and you actually feel a little bit more for the characters than you might expect to, and that's a good thing. And then we get to the gameplay. So as I've already said, I'm really enjoying this game. I've played it for a ton of hours, and I've laughed my ass off. I've had frustrating moments, of course, but most of it was just great fun. And the it feels good. It feels smooth, and the transitions between different activities feel good. There's a ton of stuff to do, and there's a ton of stuff to collect. And there are a lot of activities, a lot of things to go and explore, and you're able to climb most of the buildings, and that all adds to a very good, vibrant world to play in. The open world experience is great. There is one downside to the gameplay because, well, multiplayer is a lot of fun, but it isn't if people just get to leave and don't get penalized for it. So that's annoying because it wastes your time. You spend 5 minutes tracking the guy down, hiding yourself, hacking him, and then he just leaves and you get nothing for it, and he gets no penalty for it. So don't play online multiplayer if you don't want to play online multiplayer. But leaving is just, well, bad practice, or what do you call it? It's kind of rude. So um, then we get to the other part of the review. So we've had gameplay, audio, and graphics and story, and now we're gonna talk a little bit about all the other stuff. Like, there's this anti-cheat system in play, and the anti-cheat system isn't great. I get flagged for not having the anti-cheat system enabled while playing. So I could have just been playing co-op fine and done a few missions, and then all of a sudden the anti-cheat system says that my anti-cheat system isn't working anymore, and I have to restart the game to enable it again. But sometimes you can keep playing and all of a sudden it will work again. So the anti-cheat system has a few issues, and it's causing games across the board to crash and behave oddly. Some people even experience frame drop rates because of the anti-cheat system. So that's a thing to keep in mind, especially considering most of this game is a single player experience. But on the other hand, I'm going from negative to positive points as much as possible to keep it up and fun and everything positive, because I enjoy this game and this review is gonna end in a good note. Um, so the world, as I said, feels rather vibrant and alive, and you can see it here. People cheering at the sidelines at each checkpoint, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. People that like you spawn into the world, and some people might you might spot an NPC robbing a car. Now that's good. You see people fighting each other, shooting each other. It's there's so much going on. It's really a lot of fun to explore and just walk around and see how stupid NPCs behave. However, the NPCs don't always respond properly. Like I could go up to this guy. Let's go do a test, and I'll go to this guy, and I'll press this button. He just ignores me. Okay, let's walk to this girl, because apparently female behavior is different. I didn't even say anything. Don't walk away from me. Come back here. No response. Yeah, let's try this. Now, it is funny how they walk up to the camera and stuff, but it doesn't really seem like it's making sense. Oh, the guy's taking a selfie of me as well. So there's quite a few things going on, but it doesn't seem to actually matter. Like they don't really respond or something. It's more like yeah, just odd behavior. Not doesn't feel real. But apart from that, as I've already said, there's a lot of things to do, collect, and see. The multiplayer seems to have been improved over the first game, where in the first game you would have a very clear tell that someone's invaded your game, and now it seems better hidden. There are still tells, although I haven't discovered them so far. I feel like I've discovered one, but I'm not quite sure. And that's a good thing as well, because in the other game you could just go to a specific place and make. Look at that. I'm not sure what's going on here, but oh shit! Oh shit! Shooting doggies, yeah. Okay. So how do I get over there? Probably not. Can I jump and fire? Okay, now I'm gonna get out of here. So yeah, the multiplayer they removed the clear tell, and now multiplayer is more fair. This is also a good example of part of the game that looks good. So the police don't really know. Oh, maybe they do. Oops. So the police weren't after me, so they don't really know that I was one of the people who just shot all those guys, and that means they don't follow me. I can just go past them, and that'll be fine. That's a good thing because, um, let me tell you, the chases are really difficult at certain points. Getting away from a helicopter and multiple cars, they spawn in so fast. It's just really hard to actually be able to lose them. You kind of have to play it smart and go on foot or something and hide in smart places. Driving does usually for me driving ends in my car getting totaled and I die because you're really squishy in this game as well. The difficulty, and I'm playing this on normal for my first playthrough, and the difficulty is rather good. It's forgiving enough so that if you die, you don't lose anything, but it's difficult because you die by 3 shots and you can't pick up a bulletproof vest like most of the NPCs. So some NPCs you have to shoot a bunch of times to kill them, while they can kill you in a couple of shots, and they're always outnumbering you. So you have to really rely on all your skills and abilities, and that's a good thing. And um, at the same time, you get so overpowered because of most of your skills that the amount of enemies and their firepower is a great balancing. Is very well balanced. So, and we get to my last 2 points. The driving. The driving isn't great. A lot of people have already complained about this, and we complained about the first Watch Dogs as well because it had the same issue, or well, mostly the same issue. But in this game, it feels different. They redid the driving, and you can tell because it is quite different. And it's not bad different. It's just really different, and it's pretty. It isn't great. So yeah, then my last complaint is that there are a lot of arcade machines everywhere, and you can't play any of them. So I'm kind of disappointed that there aren't any mini games that you can just pick up and start to play. But other than that, I'm really happy with this game. I'm very happy to say that Ubisoft did quite well on this game, on this particular title. They improved over the last version or over the first version, and they also improved their PC port over any of their other PC ports. Like this one actually has decent settings, has decent optimization. This one actually has considered the PC player with mouse and keyboard and everything. So this isn't a lazy PC port like a lot of the other big publishers do. This is actually quite well done and it runs really well. I'm running this on an FX 8150 at 4 GHz with 16 GB of DDR3 RAM. The game is installed on an SSHD, which is a hybrid drive, and I have an Asus R9 290 OC edition, which basically runs this game at a constant 30 FPS, as far as I can tell, because of the anti-cheat system. I can't have any overlays enabled, and so I'm not look, now I'm being hacked. So I'm not able to really Holy fuck. Where's the guy? There you are. What the? You can't shoot me, sucker. So, anyway, yeah, I think Ubisoft has done a great thing with this game. They've really improved and stepped up, and a lot of our complaints from before were well founded, and the behavior of Ubisoft with their releases, especially on the PC, was terrible. A lot of their latest games have been improving, and this game is definitely a huge improvement over every other game that they've been releasing in the last few years. So I'm very happy because this is one of my favorite titles in recent gaming history, and it's been done great, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm gonna enjoy it for quite a bit longer. So that's it for this review. If you have any comments or thoughts or feedback, please comment below. Like and subscribe if you liked it and want to see more. I do random videos about Watch Dogs in the next few days, and I'm gonna do some more on the Division and probably No Man's Sky in the next few weeks as well. And who knows what other games will be released and picked up during the Steam sale. So, thanks for watching, have a great day, and see you around.